What's up everyone, Captain Jax here and welcome to the crew. Today we're going to review the game Rollercoaster Tycoon 3. Now this game is a huge improvement on top of Rollercoaster Tycoon 2. Now you can actually ride the rides and it's a lot more easy to manage. It's still very similar to Rollercoaster Tycoon, all the previous ones, and that's what I really love about it. It didn't break anything, it didn't morph anything, it's still just as good as it always was. It's just now even better. Let's talk about the visuals of the game. They improved a lot. The graphics are much higher, the style is still the same, the lighting and textures have improved a lot, like really huge amounts, especially on the ground textures and how you can morph things. I really like the way that you can raise and lower the terrain now. They really made it so much more customizable than it was before, and a lot of those really great maps back in the day that made Rollercoaster Tycoon 1 and 2 good, they still have a lot of those same terrain and those same maps, but now they made it so that you can really add all that stuff yourself. The look and feel of the game is really good, and the overall interface is really easy to use. It is a little bit annoying because some of the little tabs for bringing out menus, they're kind of confusing at first. You will be confused a little bit on what types of rides, what's the real difference between a gentle ride and one of the normal rides, like what is the true difference. And they should have organized that a little bit better and made it a little bit easier with all the little buttons, but overall it's not too bad. So for the visuals, we're going to give it a 20 out of 25. It could have that little bit of improvement, but overall it's really solid. For the gameplay, it's just as good as it was. It only got better. The controls and handling are really easy to use. The mechanics are really easy to use. Riding rides is really easy. Everything is really easy to do and really fun to play. There's no major difficulty in the game. You just start with a map, and some of the maps are difficult just because you're low on money or you can't take out that big of a loan. They did even include cheats in this game, so if you wanted to cheat, they're pretty easy to find and pretty easy to use. So that's all there if you need it. But overall, I never needed to cheat at all, and I was able to beat the game really easily. Especially if you get the soaked DLC for the game. That expansion makes it really easy because people really love going in the pools, and that makes it really good. I especially love this game because they added a sandbox version of the game, and that made it so that any level you wanted, you could make it yourself, and that's really awesome that they added that. For the story, there is no real story to Rollercoaster Tycoon. I always wish that they added some kind of something to it, but there is a little bit on each map, and there's no like real general story like you bought this one and your eventual goal is to get this, and that's why you're doing that. But because they don't have that, you're gonna have to do with what you have. And so for the story, we're gonna give it a 10 out of 25. They had a lot that they could have added, but they didn't. For the fun factor in this game, it's a really fun game. I was never pissed off. There was no annoying features to it. It was, again, just really easy to use, and big improvements on the previous one. It didn't have too much of an originality to it versus the other ones, but it doesn't really need it. So overall, for fun, we're going to give it a 25 out of 25. The meta score for this game is 81 out of 100, and the users give it an 8.3. I'm going to have to give it an 80 just because there wasn't enough story in it. Personally, I would actually want to put 100 out of 100, but because of the way that we're doing these game ratings, I have to give it an 80 out of 100. And was it worth the buy? Definitely this game is worth the buy. It's fun for everyone. If you haven't played a Rollercoaster Tycoon game yet, then you really need to. It's really great. That's all for this video. And become a crew member today by subscribing. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like it. And I would love to hear what games you guys want me to review.